You do know your race card declined, don't you? You call white people racist so much they stop caring. Yeah, because it seems like there's only one group in America that you're allowed to just openly discriminate against. Y'all don't even hide it anymore. Every other group gets protection, advocacy, equity programs, and even entire institutions built around them. But when it comes to white folks, discrimination is suddenly accepted worldwide. If racism is wrong, why is it only wrong depending on who it's aimed at? Why do we act like some people deserve empathy and others don't? All the white guys I know are just regular guys, just some dads at a football practice watching our sons play. Ain't no millionaires, billionaires, ain't no fancy cars, just hardworking men. Not every white person is just born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Jeff Bezos was raised by a single teenage mother. His father left when he was a baby. She eventually met a Cuban immigrant named Mike Bezos, and he adopted Jeff, gave him his last name. And look who he turned out to be. He's not a victim. J.K. Rowling was a single mother on welfare when she wrote Harry Potter. She would write in cafes just to keep her baby warm. Also rejected by 12 publishers before one finally took her on. And look how that turned out. The world's first billionaire author. Rejection is a part of the price of admission. White people just want the same rules for everybody, and that alone gets them attacked. I'm gonna tell you right now, white people are not the problem. The problem is there's a group that built their entire identity off of hating y'all, because they just need somebody to blame. And you're the only group that they feel like they can get away with targeting. But this is America, so we're not gonna sit here and apologize for who we are. And we're definitely not gonna accept double standards. If you want equality, then fine, let's have equality. But it's gonna be the same rules, the same respect, and the same accountability for everybody.
Yo, so we back in here for another edition of F-ya-Motha, and every day it seems like something new, right? You got people like the Groypers, Nick Fuentes, Charlie Kirk, Steven Crowder, and several other corny sounding motherfuckers that they shall remain unknown. But this jackass every now and again becomes some kneecap kissing, boot licking Negro that jumps in to defend white people. Now, first of all, nobody openly discriminates against white people. Tell me when black people openly discriminate in the job market against white people. I'll wait. Tell me when black people openly discriminate in the court system against white people. I'll wait. Tell me when black people discriminate in the banking industry against white people. I'll wait. Tell me when black people discriminate in hip hop. I'll wait. See, this dude is making a 1-to-2 comparison to shit that has nothing to do and a bunch of false equivalencies. Black people do not discriminate against white people. That's one. Two, we make jokes that are crass, maybe bigoted, right? Well, I'll give you that. Which is not the same as racism. There are no institutions that openly discriminate against white people on the behalf of black people. This is stupid. As it pertains to him saying that white people seem to get no empathy. When Charlie Kirk was killed, I vividly recall there were, just to name a few, people that were black that actually had empathy for him. Candace Owens, Officer Tatum, the Hodge twins, which are all coons, but I digress. What I'm saying is, nobody says that white people don't deserve empathy and treat them without empathy. Until I see a slew full of white people getting shot by black officers because they felt fear of their life, or they felt like the person was fidgety, or they felt like the person had a superpower that was superhuman, I'll wait. That doesn't happen. And as it pertains to him saying that all the white dudes he knows are just dads to go to football games, they're not billionaires, they're not millionaires, blah, say Skippy. Oppression or racism necessarily doesn't have anything to do with money. You could be oppressed and it has nothing to do with your monetary status or your financial status in the world. I've always find this perplexing when people in general just think that the oppression of black people is equated to poverty. There are other aspects of persecution done to black people that have nothing to do with money. Bill Cosby was worth $400 million. If you read the transcripts, the woman that actually claimed that he raped her came to family functions that he threw 7 times subsequently after alleged attacking or the alleged rape, which wasn't great, by the way. He gave her some pills. She woke up. She claims that he was fingering her. Hardly grape, but I digress. My point is, she was a poor white woman. She didn't have money, and she took down, along with the state of Pennsylvania, an entertainer, black man that was quote unquote powerful within the entertainment industry and worth $400 million. Same thing with O.J. Simpson. Nicole Simpson didn't have no money. Then they proved without a reasonable, beyond a reasonable doubt, that O.J. didn't kill that woman. And it wasn't the glove didn't fit. It was the fact that she was in cahoots and in concert with people that were selling drugs at a local restaurant / bar that she attended. Michael Nigg, which was the friend of Ron Goldstein, was actually a drug dealer. He was actually killed 6 months before Ron Goldman was killed. He was gunned down in a parking lot near a bank. Another person from the restaurant that used to allegedly sold drugs. Actually, this isn't even alleged. They proved that they were actually distributing narcotics at the restaurant. Several other people, 6 other people subsequently were killed either before or after she was killed in the same manner with a Colombian necktie. The fact that O.J. Simpson was blamed for that, and he was a fucking retired running back with no experience in assassination or doing Colombian neckties, he still almost got convicted. Meanwhile, the handyman for the townhouse that he was paying for was actually the Casanova killer. See where I'm going with this? It has nothing to do with money. Puff Daddy, or P. Diddy, he was actually convicted for transporting prostitutes, same escorts that work for escort service. I didn't see the escort service or even those escorts brung into court and charged with anything. Yet Diddy was. He didn't grape nobody, false imprison nobody, didn't pee on nobody, and didn't mess with an underage minor like R. Kelly. Now, R. Kelly, they was gunning for him. He pissed on a girl in, 98? He deserved that shit. All the other black people, it was a takedown of Diddy. And it possibly stemmed from his lawsuit against DeLeon, the liquor company that was distributing his liquor. I think that was what the name of it was. Don't quote me on that. Yeah. So when until you have people conspiring to take you down, have your compound illegally searched, looking for some shit, right? They were looking for something. They didn't ever find it. I failed to realize how transport and prostitutions can equate to having your compound raided, looking for videotapes that prove that you wasn't just having freak offs. So everybody making these goddamn false equivalencies, oppression to poverty or poorness, that's one aspect of it, right? You don't necessarily have to be a poor black person to be oppressed or have suffer persecution within this country. Racism is not indicative of just money. It's indicative of every aspect of life in America, right? And in the words of Neely Fuller, if you don't know what white supremacy is, what it does, and how it works, you're already behind the 8 ball, right? Everything else will just confuse you. So the fact that this dude is, I guess, defending white people, and that's another thing in this country. When we speak on white supremacy, we're not speaking on white people. We're speaking on white people that hold racist views, hold power, and actually actively target black people, like law enforcement, judges, people within the job market, shit of that nature. Not necessarily your boss at your job or the nigga you work with. I've known plenty of white people. I've had plenty of white friends that, it wasn't racist. Nobody never said it was all white people. Nobody said that white people were like the target for subjugation, right? Especially on the black behalf. Not to mention there are white people that don't like white people. So what the fuck we got to do with that? These are like 1 to 2 arguments that literally are false equivalences that don't make any sense. And the fact that he oversimplified it shows his lack of intelligence and or knowledge on this particular topic. I'm gonna really need people, white, black, and or other, to speak on racism only when they know the shit within the context. When you start giving your opinion on something based on your emotions, right there lets me know you don't know what the fuck you talking about. If white people feel like they're persecuted, it's only because, like I said in another video, they're called out for being racist because they are racist. Like the Cinnabon girl, you got this jackass Michael or Dennis Michael Lynn or Michael Dennis Lynch claiming that she stood up for herself. Sir, that's not standing up for yourself when you say racist shit. And when you say racist shit, you don't have the free reign to set up a GoFundMe or any other crowdfunding account campaign to recoup because you lost your job because you were racist. I don't know. I don't understand how people in America, like, this literally speaks to the intelligence of the average American, are actually like morons, for lack of better words. They don't use critical thinking skills. You can tell they were all D students. None of these motherfuckers that's on Twitter making these bullshit TikTok videos sound like they ever went to college or read a book. And the fact that he's black, feeling the incessant need to defend white people, this is the shit that black people have to deal with. Not only do we have to deal with racists within this country, deniers of racism, and just straight up jackasses, we got to deal with our own people making false equivalencies because they got white friends or white girlfriends or mixed biracial kids. Sir, go find something to do with your time other than make bullshit TikTok videos. The nigga clearly looks like he's about 32. The demo, I keep saying this, on TikTok is 18 to 24. Get your old ass off of TikTok. Ain't nobody watching that shit. And the only reason I came across it because it was on Twitter. Find something to do with yourself. Read a book. Understand what racism is before you speak on it. People hate my videos because I just call out the racism. And then if you look in the comment section of most of my videos that are race related, most of the people are racist. So I can understand how they be pissed off. Yeah, you're getting called out in your shit. In the words of somebody, when you know better, do better. Then you won't have this fucking problem. In any event, if y'all like this episode, you know what to do, and I'm out.